Hi, everybody, and welcome to this short and gentle sequence, which we will be focusing on lunging. And if you have two blocks, I would grab two blocks. If not blocks, I would grab a couple of books, or you may not need any of those things, but just to be prepared. So we'll begin today on our back. So come down to your yoga mat and lie back on the floor. And when you get there, widen your feet as wide as your yoga mat and let your knees knock in towards one another. And rest your hands on your front body. And we'll begin with a few rounds of breath. So inhale through the nose and sigh it out the mouth, exhale. Breathe in through the nose and sigh it out, let it go, exhale. And one more like that. Inhale deeply and let it go, exhaling. Now start to bring your arms out into a T shape alongside your body. Palms could be down on the ground or facing up, whatever feels better for you. And we will start here in this gentle constructive rest position, letting the low back widen. We breathe in and out through the nose now for a few cycles of breath. So in and out through the nostrils. First breath with me, inhale, and exhale out through the nose. Now continue on that rhythm, a few more cycles on your own, just in and out through the nose. Now very gently start to rock your knees side to side. Small at first and then perhaps a little bit bigger. Just waking up the hips. And the next time the knees are over to the right, let the knees drop to the right for a gentle twist. And keeping your upper back on the floor, let the knees drape to the right side of the room. Focusing on the inhales and the exhales through the nostrils. Take one more breath. Rock the knees back up to center. And on your next exhale, let the knees drape to the left side of the room. Coming into the twist with the knees knocking to the left. Take two more breaths. And bring your knees up through center. And we will begin with thread the needle. So cross your right ankle over your left leg. And for a few moments, just bring your hands back to your belly region and pause here. So keep your left foot grounded on the floor. And your right knee is coming out from your right ankle as we flex into the right foot. So notice how that feels in your body. If that is enough, you stay and you breathe here. If you want a little bit more, reach your hands behind your left leg, interlace your fingers, and for this moment, just drop your left heel down towards your left hip. We pause and breathe, noticing the sensations into that right hip joint. Maybe drop the left foot so it's nice and relaxed. And just notice the sensations. And if you need a little bit more, you could bring the leg a little closer to you. This will deepen the stretch on the right side. And some of you may need to take it a little bit deeper. And if that's the case, you could always interlace your fingers in front of your left shin, which will give you a deeper stretch on that right side hip. Let's take 3 more breaths together, in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nostrils and out. And one more time, in and out. and then slowly release that. Drop the left foot to the floor, unlace the right leg, and let's switch sides. Cross the left ankle over the right and pause there for a few moments with your hand resting on your belly. Flex through the left foot, and then let the left knee come out from the left ankle. Notice how that feels. Soften the right toes. And if you have enough, you stay. If you want a little bit more, reach behind your right leg, interlace the fingers, and let your right heel drop towards your bum. Soften the right toes. Take a few breaths there. Notice the sensations in the left hip. Tuning into the sensations as you focus on the breath. And then if you need a little bit more, you may reach in front of your right shin, which will deepen the stretch in the left hip joint. Let's take 2 more breaths together. In and out. And again, in and out. And let's take 1 more for good measure. In and out. Slowly release the grip of the hands. Drop the right foot to the floor. Uncross the left leg and gently just roll over to your right side and pause there for just a breath. Then use your left hand and guide yourself up to an upright position and come onto your hands and your knees. From here, if you have your blocks, bring them to the top of your yoga mat. And inhale, we're going to reach the chest forward through the arms. And exhale, chin to chest and round. A few rounds of cow-cat to open up the spine. And exhale, chin to chest to round. And 1 more, glide forward, inhale. And exhale, chin to chest and round. And then come to a neutral spine. From here, we'll come into our first lunge. So if you need blocks, grab the blocks, bring them to your mat underneath your hands, and step your right leg forward in space. So you could bring the blocks to the lowest level, or you could bring them to a medium height, or if you need to, you could always bring them to a higher height. Bring it to your comfort. And if you need more padding on your left knee, you could always roll up the left side of your yoga mat. So from here, focus on bringing the right knee over the right ankle, spreading through all 5 toes, and then extending out through your left toes. Hands are light because there's a pulling up of the midsection. And then from here, notice where your gaze is and slightly look forward of your mat so the back of the neck is as long as the front. If you need a little bit more, you can hinge a little bit more into that left frontal hip point, maybe even walk the right toes a little further forward. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Shoulders are soft and we breathe in and we breathe out. And again, breathe in and out. And 1 more time, we breathe in and we breathe out. Now from here, take your right hand to your right knee and peel your upper body up as you bring the left hand on top of the right. So this will require a little bit of balance. Notice how you're feeling. If you're a little wobbly, that's okay. And then hinge forward to your own degree, getting it to that left frontal hip point and a little deeper into that right hip. And from here, notice where your gaze is. You could continue looking down at the floor or maybe look on your horizon and challenge the balance that way. And from here, we'll continue together for 3 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then 2 more on your own. Now we're going to take this 1 step further. So if you have your blocks for support, you can bring them a little closer to you. And from here, we're going to go into a full low lunge. Traditionally, the arms lift up towards the sky. So from here, the lower body stays the same as it did before in the other variations, but now there's a lift up of the arms. So from here, you keep the front knee bent over the front ankle, you hinge forward into the left hip, and you lift the arms up to the sky. From here, you look forward on your horizon, or maybe you look slightly upward. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then release. Bring your hands down to the blocks or to the floor. Bring your right leg back to meet your left. You may feel that in your right hip. Bring your hands to the ground and gently make circles with your torso around your wrists and your hips dipping back. And go around a couple of times. You may notice a difference right to left in the hips, totally normal. And then circle the other way a couple of times. And then come to neutral, and we will switch sides. So if you need the blocks, bring them back to your yoga mat. Step your left leg forward in space this time. And from here, set it up like we did before. So you will have a nice bend in your front knee. Front toes stay soft with your hands on blocks or to the floor. Hinge forward into your right hip and find your gaze a little bit forward of your yoga mat. The gaze matters. And then roll your shoulders back so your collarbones can widen. And from here, we take a couple of breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Let's do 2 more together. And now adding on, bring your left hand to your left knee area. Bring your right hand on top and peel your torso upright. And from here, lean into that right frontal hip point, keeping the bend in the front leg. And if you need to, walk the front foot a little further forward to get a deeper stretch on that right side and hinge forward. And again, from here, your gaze could be downward. That helps with the balance, or you can look straight on your horizon. And breathe a couple breaths here, just noticing the sensations as you breathe in and out. Last one. And then slowly release your hands down to the ground. Bring the blocks a little closer to you. And from here, we're going to take it into the full low lunge by reaching the arms up towards the sky. And again, from here, if you need more of a hinge, you could walk the front leg forward and hinge a little deeper into the leg, lifting the arms up towards the sky and finding that lift. It's almost like you could lift up out of the legs. Take 3 more breaths. Last one. And float the hands down to the ground. Remove the blocks if you have them. Step that left leg back to meet the right. And from here, bring your fingertips to the outer borders of your yoga mat and gently rock side to side. Turn your fingertips towards your knees if that works in your body. And gently rock forward and back a couple of times. And then release the fingertips to face forward. Widen your knees wider than the hips. Bring your big toes to touch. On an inhale, reach your chest forward. And exhale, send your hips back. A couple more like that. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Exhale, hinge the hips back. Inhale, reach the chest forward. And exhale, hinge the hips back. And this time, the hips are going to glute towards the heels. You'll walk your hands forward. And if you'd like, you can bring a block underneath the forehead and rest the head on the block, coming into a gentle child's pose. With the support of the block under the head, you could let the neck release. So as the hips move back, the arms can reach forward and we can get even longer in the spine. Take a couple more breaths here. Slowly come up to your hands and to your knees. Bring the knees back underneath the hips, separate the feet, move the block off to the side, and then swing your legs around to one side so you can come into a seated position, into an easy seat. So what we'll do is we will cross the right shin in front of the left first. I have a little partner. And if you need to sit on a block, feel free to sit on a block. You're welcome to do that. So bringing the shins forward of each other in a little weighted blanket of a jacks. Bring your hands to your knees. Reach your chest forward on the inhale. Exhale, chin to chest round. 2 more like that. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale to round. And one more time. Reach forward with the chest. And exhale to round. Now come to neutral. Reach those arms forward. Wiggle the fingers. Then find stillness. Take a breath here. And on the exhale, you're going to reach your hands forward as your hips pull back. Release your fingertips to tented fingers on the floor. Then walk your hands a little further forward. And from here, you may take a block. You may take 2 blocks. As you find the length in the spine, then slowly, maybe you drop your head down to the block or a little bit further. Getting a little deeper into that right hip. Take a couple of breaths there. And then if you need a little bit more sensation, you could walk your hands a little further forward. Take a couple breaths with awareness as you watch the breath go in and out through the nose. Slowly walk yourself back up. Release your arms out straight to the side. Take an inhale and we'll twist to the right. Bring the left hand across to the right knee. Inhale for length in the spine and exhale, find the twist. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale for length, exhale, twist. And last one, inhale and exhale to release. Swing your arms out straight to the side, in breath, and over to the second side, twist. So again, we find the length in the spine on the ins, and we find the deeper twist on the outs. 2 more breaths on your own. Inhale, reach your arms out straight to the side, and exhale, let them float down. Now we'll have to switch shins. You may have to remove a dog if you have one, or you could keep the dog and just modify and switch and bring the left shin on top of the right, coming into an easy seat, also known as Sukhasana. And from here, I want you to bring your hands down to the sides in tented fingers and reach your chest forward, inhale, and exhale, just sweet and gently round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. And one more, open up the chest. And exhale to round. Come up to neutral. Reach the arms forward in space again, wiggle the fingers, find some movement in the fingers. Take an inhale. And exhale, start to reach the hands forward and bring the hands down to the ground. And again, you may need a block. Inhale for more length, and exhale, you'll bring the forehead to the block and fold. Maybe reach your fingertips a little further forward for more length. And as you do that, imagine your hips moving back. Last 2 breaths. And then slowly come on up. Move the block off to the side if you have it. Reach the arms out straight to the side. Lift your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands into the heart center. And one more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale, bring it into center. And that will conclude our little lunge series here today. Thank you for coming. Namaste.